Let's attempt this second winter hike. The van's down back there, and we're in a national forest, so it's like a little pullout where you can camp for free. And still a little snow and slush. I brought my walking stick. But before we get into the hike, I do want to pose a question, just because I feel like we've gotten our first grizzly bear spray and we've run through how to use it, scenarios, what happens after you do spray, and I'm just curious if anyone's ever encountered black bears. Yes, mostly grizzlies, any kind of predator, like a wolf, mountain lion, rattlesnakes, any of those more scarier ones, in my opinion. And please let me know what that was like, how close the encounter was, whether you were, details about it, whether you were talking, listening to a podcast while it happened, or turned the corner and it was there. And I want to know all the things, just because I haven't come across one. Not saying I do want to, but I've learned throughout this trip that most times, well, from this one, most times grizzlies attack because they normally don't come across many other individuals or people that have the ability to startle them. And once they're startled, that's where the mayhem occurs. But yes, please let me know what your experience has been, what you did in that moment, whether you have neat ways of protecting yourself from predators as opposed to your typically marketed products. And yeah, share as many details as you feel comfortable with. We are approaching the trailhead, so here we go. I'm using my hiking stick today. It's been a while.
There's the Flathead Lake is the big one. I think that's a birch lake down there.
Hi, Wang. I feel like, what's her name? Something Flowers. Ashley? Hi, crime junkies. Which one's the lake?
The big one in the back is the Flathead Lake.
Mm-hmm.
The small one I think is Birch Lake, but I'm not 100% sure.
Wow. Not too bad so far. I'm happy I got out. I was getting ready to stay back and just read today. We're heading up there. Let's get to it. Next stop. Boom. aloha. So we are just making it back to our home. And I know it was just like at the top and then radio silence. That was harder than the hike that I did at Glacier National Park for 2 reasons. One, the wind was hitting much harder, and 2, less snow but more ice, and I don't like sliding. And I know I sound like a big complainer, and I applaud you for still tuning into some of my van life hikes, but when I said I am sensitive, I really meant it, and a lot of these things are extremely challenging for me, and they, like, my body thinks that it's really fighting, but like fighting for survival and not just pushing through to, like, for strength and for like endurance. It's just very different for me, in my mind and in my body, and I panic and I get scared, and today I cried at the top, like on my way down, and I don't know what it was, but I feel as though it was fear, probably just some form of being fed up that I could not do the way that I wanted to do or perform the way I had wanted to, and more so not with the performance. I think it's frustration over how I react in these situations, and I can say that that's how I've been, but that's why I keep doing it, so that I can get through that. But this is not my therapy session. I just wanted to say thank you for joining me through these hard times and adventures that I voluntarily put myself into, and then freak out and get all shooked up and stressed and scared and worried and cry, to now say I'm happy I did it, I made it back, and it wasn't horrific, but it was tough. But I'm gonna get warm because it is cold, and I will catch you guys in a bit. Let's